In this Webflow tutorial, I'll teach you how to create a navbar that moves out of view when you scroll down and back in view when you scroll up. So in this example website, Visa 3i, we can clearly see we have a navbar at the top, but every time I scroll down, you can see that navbar disappears, which makes you focus more on the content, and it saves that precious real estate screen at the top. And when I scroll back up, it's back there. Let's go ahead and build this in Webflow. So right now in Webflow, I just have a dummy website page right here. You can see my structure is just a bunch of sections or container, however you built your site. But you'll notice that I do have a navigation at the very top. So with this navbar right here, it needs to be either position sticky or position fixed. The main difference between these two is that sticky actually caters or doesn't cater for the section. So for example, this is a navbar right here. It's sitting on top of this hero section, and when it's set to sticky, it's still sitting on top. But the difference is if I change this to fixed, this now sits directly on top. So it's almost like layered. It's laid on top of the hero section. So you can see that's why the guy's head is cut off. I've done a tutorial in the past on navbars, so check that out. But in this case, I'm using sticky, and I've stuck it to the top 0 pixels, and I've just applied a z-index so it goes on top of everything. So if we do preview this, obviously everything's working. And to simply add this animation, I'm gonna go ahead and hit interactions right here. We're gonna add a page trigger right here at the bottom. We're gonna hit plus, and we're gonna go ahead and hit page scroll. As you can see, it says animate when page scrolls up and or down. That's what we want. Now we're gonna select the bottom interaction first when scrolled down. So when the page is scrolling down, we want to remove that navbar. We wanna move it up. Let's go ahead and action, hit start an animation, hit plus, and we'll just give it a class or a name of nav out. And we go ahead and select our navbar right here. We hit plus, we can hit move, and then from here we can affect the whole class, and we can go ahead and put a Y transform of Y, so vertical, of negative 100%. And once that's done, we can also change the duration. So perhaps you want to put it to 0.3, and we can also change the easing. But essentially, when this is scrolled down, it's going to move from 0% to negative 100. So we can't see it anymore, as you can see right here. We'll hit save. Now we can go ahead and create a scrolled up, hit start animation, and we can just duplicate this nav out, right, like so. Double click on it and just rename it to nav in. And we can go ahead and just change the Y back to 0%. And that way it just keeps the duration and whatever animation or the easing you've added. Now we hit save and we preview the site. You'll notice the nav is right here, but as I scroll down, it then removes from the screen. And as I scroll back up, it then reappears at the top. So that's the general premise. You want to make sure that you apply this animation in every single page. So it's a manual thing you have to add, but this definitely helps. And I hope you found this video super helpful. My name is Derek Su. I'm a Sydney-based web designer and Webflow developer. Check out more of my tutorials right here, and I'll be releasing a Webflow course in the near future. Peace.